Dakota Johnson confesses her biggest regret in her acting career. Dakota Johnson once thought her acting career would be defined by her roles, awards, and red carpet appearances. But the further she went in Hollywood, the more she realized what left the deepest mark wasn't what she did, but what she didn't do. There's a resentment that always returns in her safest moments, quiet, not dramatic, but persistent like a scratch that never heals. 1. Entering Hollywood with a name that carried too much weight. Dakota didn't enter Hollywood as an unknown. She carried a famous surname, a family connected to cinema, and the expectations of people who had never met her. From the beginning, Dakota understood. You're not allowed. She had to prove that she wasn't just someone's child. She had to work twice as hard to be recognized as a true actress. And in the process, she began to learn how to please others before pleasing herself. 2. When a career is built on endurance. In her early years, Dakota said yes a lot. There were scripts she didn't really understand. There were requests she wasn't comfortable with. Yes to advice like, "This is how Hollywood works." She believed that endurance was the price of growth. She believed that silence was synonymous with professionalism. And that's what she would resent most later. 3. The role that took her to the top, and put her in the ring box. There was a forum that completely changed Dakota's career. Fame came quickly. Opportunities came. Her name was everywhere. But at the same time, a single image began to overshadow everything. Dakota realized she was being viewed through a narrower lens than ever before. She was no longer being asked, "What do you want to try next?" Instead, it was, "Are you going to continue in this role?" "I regret not taking the role," Dakota said, defying her family. "But because I let that image define me for too long." 4. The most dangerous silence. Dakota's final adjustments weren't about making a specific decision, but about a prolonged stagnation. She didn't speak up when she saw her personal boundaries being violated. She didn't object when the script strayed from her values. She didn't say no when her intuition warned her. Not because she didn't know, but because she feared being labeled difficult to work with. "I changed my voice to gain acceptance," Dakota said. "And that's what I regret most." 5. When strength becomes a mask. In front of them, Dakota always appeared calm, humorous, even self-deprecating. But inside, she was increasingly distant from her true feelings. She became accustomed to hiding her exhaustion. Accustomed to convincing herself that everything is okay. Accustomed to not asking herself, "Do I still love acting as much as before?" And when she received an unclear answer, she was terrified. 6. Loneliness in the crowd. Fame brought many people around Dakota, but very few truly listened to her. She had a packed schedule. There were brilliant premieres, but not enough time to stop and end it. There were nights when Dakota wondered, "If I stop now, will anyone care about the real me?" 7. Dealing with poisoning. One day, while reviewing her list of accepted projects, Dakota suddenly realized it had been a long time since she had chosen roles based on intuition. She chose strategically. For image. For any feedback. And that very moment brought her to the forefront of her true pain. She had strayed too far from herself. 8. What Dakota hates most, saying it too loud. If she had to sum it up in one sentence, what nurse Dakota hates most in her production career is not protecting herself early enough. Not protecting her emotions. Not having protective boundaries. Not protecting her inner voice. "If only I understood that saying no doesn't make me weaker," she said. "It just makes me more honest." 9. Learning to start over. Dakota didn't stop appearing. But she changed her approach. She chose fewer projects. Lower. But more accurately. She no longer chased proving who she was in Hollywood's eyes. She wanted to know who she was without the spotlight. 10. To the Dakota of the past. If she could go back, Dakota would say to the young girl she once was, "You don't have to suffer to be loved. You don't have to be silent to be accepted. Your value doesn't lie in what other people do." 11. Regret, but not denial. Dakota doesn't see failure as a sign of maturity. She sees it as proof of growth. Only those who are truly level-headed look back and admit, "I used to do things differently." 12. Conclusion. Career isn't everything. After all, what Dakota Johnson learned is, professionals can be rebuilt. Images can change. But if you lose yourself, the price will be greatly reduced. What she resents most in her entire acting career isn't a film, a role, or a tool of choice. It's the time she forgot to listen to herself. And when she finally did it, Dakota understood that the greatest success is not seen, but lived authentically.